Hey guys, welcome to section 8.2, day 1. Today we're going to learn law of sines. So you guys know pretty well how to solve triangles that are right triangles. You just do trig, right? SOHCAHTOA. But what if we don't have a right triangle? One of the ways that we solve for the missing sides and angles is called the law of sines. Okay, and here's what it is, and I think you guys have learned this already, but you match up the angle with its opposite side, and then you just cross multiply to solve a proportion of any two of these depending on which ones you have. So it's sine of the angle over the opposite side, and then again you just cross multiply. So it's really easy to use. But when do you use it? So law of sines is used when you have case 1 or 2 here. So ASA, AAS, or SSA. Okay, so when you have one of those situations, that's going to be law of sines. Now, SSA ends up being the ambiguous case, which we're going to talk about tomorrow. So I'm kind of going to cross that one off for today. Today we're going to focus on ASA and AAS. And then when you have side angle side or side side side, you actually use law of cosines, which is coming later. Okay, so number 1, let's try it here. So solve the triangle. And just because it's our first one, why don't I draw a picture? And this might severely be not drawn to scale. I have no idea. It doesn't even matter. So angle A is 40 degrees. Angle B is 60 degrees. And then side A will be opposite angle A. Oh, and why did I put an A? I meant to put a 4. Okay, so notice this is angle, angle, side. And that is one of the cases where we want to use law of sines. So now we just have to set up any two of these ratios and cross multiply to solve. Now since we have both A's, we definitely want to use that one. Okay, so it's going to be sine of 40 over 4 equals, and then let's just use the other one that we have one of. Since we have an angle B, let's definitely use sine of 60, and then that means we're just going to find side B first. All right, so you guys are going to cross multiply. And then how about I'll write it out for this one, but then I probably won't write it out again. So when you cross multiply, it's sine of 60 times 4, right, equals sine of 40 times B. And then if you're trying to solve for B, you're going to end up dividing both sides by sine of 40. Dividing both sides by sine of 40. Now, you can do this straight in the calculator if you want. Okay, so again, we did 4 times sine of 60, and then we had to divide it by sine of 40. Now, make sure you guys are in degree mode for these. And I got B to be about 5.4. Okay, so that's side B, so that's going to be 5.4. Now we just need to find all the side C's. So angle C and side C. So angle C is going to be really easy. It's just 180 minus the 60 and the 40. So that's going to be 80 degrees. So we can put that. Angle C is 80 degrees. And now we just have to find side C. So we're going to do law of sines again. I'm going to stick with the A's since those were the givens. And then I'm going to use the C's. All right, so let's do it again. We're going to do sine of 40 over 4 again equals sine of 80 over C now. And then we can find angle C. So again, we're going to cross multiply here, but then we're going to end up dividing here. All right, so how we type this in, 4 times sine of 80, but then divided by sine of 40. And that gives you about 6.1. And then your triangle has been solved. Just find all the ones that are missing. Okay. Number 2, if you guys want to do one more, I don't know if you need this, so you can skip it if you don't need to see it. Let's try this one. So this one, again, my picture might be grossly inaccurate. That's okay. Angle A is 35, angle B is 15, and side C is 5. So notice this is ASA. Okay, so ASA is a good one to use law of sines. So let's go ahead and set up our first ratio here. On this one, you know what I would do first? I would find angle C. So 180 minus 35 and 15, that's going to be 130. You need to do that first so we have one matching opposite pair. So I'm going to use the C's. So sine of 130 over 5 equals, and now your choice. Do you want to find A or B first? I'm going to find A first. So I'm going to use sine of angle A over side A. And then you guys are going to cross multiply and solve. Okay, so we're going to do 5 times sine of 35, but then actually divide by sine of 130. And you end up getting about 3.7. Okay, so that's side A. And all we need left is side B. So we have to set up another law of sines. And I'm going to use the C's again because those were given, and then I'll use the B's. So sine of 130 over 5 equals sine of 15 now over B. And then again, cross multiply and then divide, and you will be able to get side B. So it's going to be 5 times sine of 15, but then divided by sine of 130. And that ends up giving you about 1.7. And then I think we found everything we needed. All right, awesome. Now on to the one that's a little bit, oh no, I'm thinking of something else. Never mind. Okay, so let's do one word problem and then we'll save the other one for class. How about? So find the height of the mountain. Okay, so let's see. So to measure the height of a mountain, a surveyor takes 2 sightings at the peak at a distance of 900 away from each other. The first observation results in an angle of 47 degrees, and then as the observer moves back, the angle of elevation gets smaller, 35 degrees. Okay, the transit is 2 meters high. What is the height of the mountain? Okay, so pretty much all we're going to do is, in the end, we're going to find the whole height of the mountain, but we're just going to use the h so we have some right triangles here. Okay, so let's start with this purple triangle. Let's see if we can find the height of this triangle. Now, the only bad news is we don't know what this is, so we're just going to call it x for now. All right, so let's just set up a trig ratio in terms of h and x. So from 47, this is opposite and adjacent, so that's tan. So we have tan 47 equals h over x. Unfortunately, there's no way to solve that, so we're just going to stop there for now. Now let's do the same thing for this green big triangle. And notice it has the same h. But now what's this long side going to be? It's not 900, it's not x, it's 900 plus x. Okay, so now on this green triangle, let's set up a similar tan ratio here. Tan 35 equals h over 900 plus x. So now we kind of have a system of equations in terms of h and x. and we're trying to find h. So here's what you're going to do. If you solve for h on this one, you would just cross multiply. So h would be x times tan 47. And same thing here. If you wanted to get h alone, you would cross multiply. So h would be 900 plus x times tan 35. And now, if h equals this and h equals this, then in order to find h, let's just set these equal to each other. So now we have x tan 47 equals 900 plus x times tan 35. And now we're trying to find x, so we can sub it in to find h. And here's where a lot of you guys, I'm worried about your illegal algebra. We want to get all the x's to one side, so we need to start by distributing to undo these parentheses. So bear with me, this is just going to be a lot of writing. X tan 47 equals 900 tan 35 plus x tan 35. And now, both terms with x's in them, we want to get them on one side. So I'm going to subtract this guy over. And now it's x tan 47 minus x tan 35 equals 900 tan 35. So we just subtracted this guy over. Now don't even think of doing x minus x is 0. Don't even think of subtracting these angles. Now what we want to do is factor an x out. So if we factor an x out, it's tan 47 minus tan 35 equals 900 tan 35. And now we're almost done. If you want to get x alone, we're just going to divide both sides by this. Tan 47 minus tan 35. Okay, so this is gone now. Okay, so let's see what x equals. So I'm just going to make the big fraction so I don't have to worry about parentheses and stuff. 900 times tan 35 over tan 47 minus tan 35. We end up with 1,693.3. Okay, but we want to find the height. So now we have to take that x and plug it back in to whichever one of these you like better. It doesn't matter. So I think this one looks easier. So let's just do this. So h is going to be x times tan of 47. So x times tan of 47. You end up with h being 1,815.9. But then remember, that was only the height of the triangle. We still have to add that 2 meters. So if we add 2, the final answer is 1,817.9, and this is meters. All right, nice job, guys. How about we save this Coast Guard one for class tomorrow? Thanks for watching.